When first learning piano, music theory is often overlooked. Most people feel like it's unnecessary and inapplicable to what they're learning, whether it be a song through a tutorial or the sheet music. But they're really missing the whole point. Piano is so much more than just hitting the right notes at the right times, because music is a language, and it's very complex. You need to understand how it all works together to be able to learn and create effectively. So to help you understand why music theory is so important, here are 3 aspects in your piano playing that will be greatly impacted by your knowledge of music theory. This is a section of a song called Clocks by Coldplay. I teach it to all my students, and the first thing I ask them to do is to analyze it section by section. Now, you could learn this song just by reading it note by note, but it takes so much longer and is very frustrating. So let's take a look at the song and see how you can apply music theory to speed up your learning and make it a lot more enjoyable. So just by looking at the notes, it may look pretty intimidating, but again, knowing music theory will make it all make sense. So by looking over here, you could tell that the song is in the A-flat major scale. Knowing the scale means that there are chords in that scale. And looking at the left hand, you're for sure playing some of those chords. So in the first section, you're playing the E-flat major chord. The second and third, you're playing the B-flat. And the last section, you're playing the F minor. Now in the right hand, it may seem there's like so many notes there. But really, if you know the music theory and you know those notes, you're just playing the chords, but in an arpeggiated pattern. That process would only take 5 minutes. And now, when you're actually sitting down to read the notes for the first time, you know what to expect. You know the notes, you know the chords, you know the scales, and you know the patterns. Eventually, you'll get so good at this that you could do it simultaneously while reading for the first time. And you could learn songs in literal minutes. In order to get to a point where you're able to create music that is unique and expressive, you need to go through the process of learning music theory. You need to know your scales and your chords, and through that, you'll know how everything works together and what options you have when writing. So for example, if I play this A major 7/9th chord, I almost know instinctively where to go next. I could either go to this B flat, which sounds hopeful, or this G minor, which sounds pretty sad. And in this situation, I'm going to choose the G minor because it sounds sad. And I could choose to either play it like this, the regular way, or add this 13th right here, which makes it sound really nice if I play it like this. From there, I feel like I want to go to this C minor. But instead of playing it like that, I'm going to add the 11th, which is the F. And then to this B flat. So that was a fully creative process. Instead of doing the guesswork and playing around and not really coming up with anything good, music theory is a guide and a roadmap to what chords sound nice and where you could go next. Like I said before, music is a language. So if you're playing something beautiful on piano and you want your guitarist friend to accompany you, you have to communicate what you just played. You can't tell him, hey, can you figure it out? I don't know what I just did. You'll be spending the next 20 minutes trying to figure it out. While knowing the music theory, you can just tell him, hey, I'm playing this B minor 7th chord with an A6 and a G major chord. And that's it, you're ready to jam. I'm not saying you have to know music theory like Rick Beato or Jacob Collier, but there's a foundation that every musician and pianist needs to know in music theory that could make a world of a difference.